This morning we had a Voxer call with one of our clients, and she said something that we heard many times before and we also experienced too. She said, I'm trying to build this new version of the business and it feels so disconnected because what I used to do gave me confidence, safety, money, and I used to build so many things for so many people, and there are parts of it that I love and parts of it that needs to change. And how do I navigate the transition? Because it doesn't feel natural to me. What do I do?
Isn't it funny though that whenever we are building a business, so we are always so very excited and we don't ever think about what might come or what might happen later on. But I find it to be a very normal way to transition from one thing to another. Also because we change as people and we change the way we see the world, how we act, and especially our priorities change. We might have a family, we might have to change house, we might want to be more family oriented. But with the way that we build our business, it seems that we are not allowed to let go of what worked before. And it might be that your business still works very well. It's still bringing in money, like our client this morning. It's still helping a lot of people, but somehow you feel like a fish out of water and you don't know anymore what you're doing in there. And it is a natural thing to do, wanting to move away or moving into a different direction because you have evolved, you have grown into a person that doesn't fit those shoes anymore.
It feels like the transition, technically speaking, can be very easy. Change the model, change the strategy, but why don't we do it? And this morning I said, but maybe it's because there is a little bit of grieving going on in between the transition. You, of course, have built something in the past that brought you safety and helped people, gave you confidence, gave you an identity. And we are programmed to do more of what feels good, even if it's painful. So sometimes we are attached to maybe do just implementation work because there is a belief that says, this is the only way people give me money. And then it's a self-limiting belief because that might not be true. The limbo comes when you want to cut the cord, you want to build a bridge between the past and the future. And I don't think anybody should do it because you can build from experience rather than on top of everything that's been done so far. And keep what feels good, because having an online business, it's amazing how freedom you can have. You can choose to not do implementation. You can choose just to maybe work with people with Voxer, audio only. You don't need Zoom. You don't have to be in front of a screen. You can be out and about and have a chat and help people profoundly if you want to. Why don't we do it? Because that's scary. But until we make peace with the past version of ourselves and we allow ourselves to move forward, nothing will change. And this is the first cornerstone for us.
I felt that in order for me to step into the new role, I had to somehow forget about everything that I was before. Almost like I had to delete a part of myself, a part of my identity, a part of who I was, not only in the way of dealing with the business, but also in the way of being me. I'm talking about not talking about the fact that I was a ballerina, or the fact that yes, I built a business and therefore I have only to talk about specific topics. But what about everything that has built me from the ground up to actually be the person that I am today? The discipline that it took, the hard worker that it is in you. Because let's be frank, if you want to build a business, you have to be disciplined and you have to put a lot of work into it, and you have to be very determined. So never think about shutting it all off. Be you in every single way and just embrace that part that is not you anymore into the next chapter.
Something that I find infuriating is, especially when you have experience, you've found results for yourself, to find yourself in a position where it feels like you don't know what to do. And it feels like, have I forgotten everything that I've learned so far? Like, can I do content? Check. Can I do marketing? Check. Do I know what I'm good at? Sure. So why am I stuck here? And I feel this is, for us, has been definitely a journey, but I see this pattern repeating with all our clients. They know all of the stuff. We don't work with beginners, let's say, but we work with people that are in between these transitions where they are figuring out the new thing, but the new thing is attached to an idea that they sort of forgot. And what they forgot, and what we forgot as well when we had to transition, was we forgot why we created our business in the first place, what gave us joy. And at the beginning, we didn't know much, so we didn't follow any rules per se. And that was when everything was clicking, everything was fast. We felt the momentum. The more YouTube videos we published, the more comments will start coming in. And then when we do it now, in a different phase, it feels like nobody's responding, nothing is clicking. But what happens is that if you forget about the strategy for a second, and you start giving a little bit of space for your body to breathe and to tell you what feels good, something magical happens, because you start accepting what can come. And ideas, I personally have ideas when I'm having a shower, because that is the only place where I'm off the screens. I don't have to do anything else apart from having a shower, so that my brain can breathe and say, hey, have you thought about this? I'm like, brilliant. And then I get out of the shower and implement sometimes. Sometimes it's a bad idea and I don't implement.
Yeah, it usually tells me after the shower, I'm like, yeah, no, don't like it. Not gonna do it.
It's good to have a partner. When you are clear on what you want to do, not in the details, but what kind of people you want to help. And also you made peace that you don't have to work hard to serve these people, and you can really craft a business that is around you. When that is, let's say, accepted in your subconscious, in your heart, that's when, to me, the excitement starts getting back in. Because if I know who I'm talking to, I don't have to think about content. If I know what my best skills and character traits are, I know how to craft the best offer for the people that I want to serve. And when it comes to selling it, I have no problem whatsoever, because I want my solution to be out in the open, because I know that people need it. That all comes from the energy of clarity, and clarity creates confidence and momentum. But it cannot be found when you are stuck in your head and you haven't dealt with the grief of your old identity that we talked about. And because it might be linked to a painful experience, like growing a business is painful. And if you think that that is the only way your business can run, of course you cannot grow from there, because your subconscious will protect you from pain. You don't grow from pain. You grow out of pain. And this only happens when you allow yourself to craft something that maybe it's new. Maybe it's the first time people do like audio only coaching. Like, why couldn't you be the first one? By the way, you're not the first one, but I'm just saying, being free of creating your own life, your own business, is what gives you, remove the constraints. And I think we all need more creativity in our world, because we are really good at following orders. Bought the course, follow the course to the T. I get some kind of results, then I'm stuck there because I'm on the restrainers. I've got constraints. What if you did something completely weird and just around who you are? What if you kept some elements that you love and you introduced some others just because you feel like it, without having to ask permission or look for validations anywhere? This is what we love doing when we work with people. We ask this type of questions, and the things that come out every day are outstanding. We like to see the transformation from the first day to month to month, because it's really interesting how people change when you give them freedom to think for themselves.
And also permission to let go and to be themselves. And one of the things that happened also was, even, you know, between us, there was one day where I was boxing myself in into trying to create content. And he said, what would happen if you just shared every single thing that you do? Because that's what you love and that's who you are. And somehow from that moment, when there was this kind of discussion, I felt a weight just letting go off my shoulders. And I said, I am free to be, I'm free to share, I'm free to just create and share with the world what I like, rather than saying, no, you can't post this, or you can't say that, or you can't say this. It was such a moment of liberation for me. And that happened also to our clients, and the way they had this permission of finally being.
We want to have this kind of discussions with our clients one-on-one, and also we are doing it in a community level that we call the club. We opened the club on the 5th of June. We're going to close it on the 13th for now. So if you are in transition. I need to learn that word.
I'm gonna write it in front of it, like here, right behind the.
What's the word again?
Transition.
If you're in transition from a business that feels heavy and doesn't represent you anymore, and somehow you don't know how to create one that it feels aligned, that brings joy, profit,
and transactions
for the first time. This is what we do every day with our clients, and I wouldn't do anything else in my life, because I so love to see people regaining their freedom, free time, joy of doing what they're doing, falling back in love with their craft. This gives me adrenaline, and this is what we want to do in our community. So if you'd like to be part of it, just follow the link in the description box below, and we'll see you in the club.
Join the club.
What is this thing that you do?
I like it.